I know it's Christmas Eve, but we've got to talk about Bears rookie corner Thomas Graham's game from Monday night. He was heady, quick to close on the ball, and even baited Kirk Cousins as the night went on, which is not normal for rookies. His 3 pass breakups were too good not to highlight, but before we talk about those, let me first show you what a normal defensive back looks like, in this case, 6-year veteran safety Deon Bush, so you can compare and contrast his movement to Graham later. On this play near the end zone, the Vikings have a deep post dialed up for Justin Jefferson with 2 in cuts that are just, simply put, going to create some space for Jefferson to go one-on-one with Deon Bush, who seems pretty clearly like he and the rest of the Bears are in man coverage. You can tell based on the way the corners are all lined up, with a very common single high safety in the middle. Based on Bush's footwork, he's planning to play outside leverage, meaning he's trying not to let anything get outside of him, and if he can, will force Justin Jefferson onto the inside. The only trouble is he gives this outside leverage up way too easily. Justin Jefferson gives him a wiggle, completely breaks his form down, and ends up wide open in the end zone. Not ideal to say the least, especially from a 6-year veteran, but that's kind of the state of things in the NFL. Jefferson's a very good receiver, but when you're playing outside leverage, you cannot give something up that easy. Bush does here. So fast forward to later in the game, and you're going to see rookie Thomas Graham, number 27 here, in a similar situation where the Bears once again call cover 1 right at the snap with a deep high safety that puts Thomas Graham on Tyler Conklin, the Vikings inline tight end. He's also playing outside leverage. He's also not allowing anything to that outside, but you'll see as he backs up that he plays Tyler Conklin perfectly, recognizing a quick little inside fake, and as he keeps his center of gravity underneath him, when Conklin bends that route back up, Graham realizes this is going to be an outside fake with an inside cut, so knowing that he's got safety help over the top just in case, he undercuts this route and gets ahead of a throw that he's able to knock down and frankly might have had a shot at picking off. Watch this again, look at how this kid moves. He plays Conklin perfectly, never fully biting the fake while consistently taking away that outside lane to make sure that if Conklin was going to go over his outside shoulder, he had it covered perfectly. But even when Conklin breaks inside on him, which is the weakness of his leverage, he's able to plant his feet, drive through, and make a combination of an anticipatory play, a heady play in the end zone, and an athletic play to get hands on the football and deny what could have been an easy touchdown throw if he played it more similarly to, well, let's say Deon Bush. But I wouldn't be speaking so highly of this kid if he just made one play throughout the game. Take a look at this second play also on Justin Jefferson. So the Vikings are going to get into what's basically a smash concept in a creative way that has this receiver right here block on the inside and then fade out. What is this normally supposed to do to a corner that's you're going to see him drop into a cover 2 zone right here? Generally speaking, you're trying to get the corner to either bite down on the throw and then you throw that post route right here, or as is normal, he fades back into his zone, he covers Justin Jefferson, and then you throw to the guy releasing. But basically just know that the quarterback's rule on a play like this is if you see that corner bite down, you throw the post. Well, Thomas Graham's gonna bait Kirk Cousins out. As the snap comes and he carries Justin Jefferson up the sidelines, he sees the flat release, stops his feet just a little bit, and realizes that Kirk's still looking at what could be a deep post. Recognizing it immediately, he redrives back towards the ball, is able to get his hand up, and causes not just a pass breakup, but a tipped ball that could easily become an interception had the safety happenstantially been in the right place, which happens all the time. This is a beautiful example of athleticism meeting preparation. He drops into his spot, he baits out that throw, never fully committing to that flat route, and gets back in time to knock the ball away for a beautiful pass breakup on a veteran quarterback that's throwing where he's supposed to. It's not a bad read by Cousins, it's just a way better play than somebody who just got elevated off the practice squad should be able to make. Gorgeous second play. And finally, the third thing we need to talk about is that Graham, as you can probably tell, isn't the biggest or fastest guy on the field, so maybe he'd struggle in true man-on-man situations. Well, his third breakup comes in exactly that, as the Bears are playing just a basic 2-high man look to try to help their COVID-riddled secondary stay in position. And the Vikings think they've got a really nice matchup here, and they're going to try to take advantage of it on a basic fade route that would put Graham in isolation. Well, Graham's perfectly fine with that. He gets his hands on his receiver and rides him down the field, forcing what would have had to be a really beautiful throw by Cousins, potentially across this line, but Cousins' throw just isn't quite good enough. Graham face guards him perfectly and is able to come away with a third pass deflection. Now, will this work every time? Probably not. This is a tough matchup for any cornerback sitting on a fade route, but Graham's able to make the play and shows he's got the athleticism in true one-on-one situations to make plays where you need him. It's hard to come away watching this game not unbelievably impressed with what 27 did. It's just one football game, everybody's aware of that, but I am so excited to see what this young corner can do in a zone pattern match defense that plays to all of his strengths. He's heady, he even tackles well in the run game, and I cannot wait to see what he does next.